The galaxy was vast, dark, and full of civilizations that believed they understood everything. But humanity had seen something no one else wanted to see. From the outer rim, hidden fleets of a ruthless alien empire had been building weapons that could destroy entire planets. Humanity sent warnings, carefully documented intelligence, and even offered help to stop the threat. But no one listened. Across the stars, alien councils laughed at the humans' warnings. Primitive creatures, one leader sneered, their tall, scaled body glinting under the council chamber lights. They have no experience. Their ships are weak, their fleets laughable. Why worry about them? On the human flagship Resolute, Captain Mira Hale watched the communications feed with a mix of frustration and determination. Her people had spent decades studying the threat, monitoring the Empire's movements, and even predicting where the first attack might strike. Yet every call for help was dismissed. Every warning ignored. Admiral Taran, her second-in-command, shook his head. "They think we are children telling stories," he said. "They don't understand what's coming." Mira didn't respond. She knew arguments wouldn't change anyone's mind. The galaxy had scoffed at humanity for centuries. And yet, humans were still here, still growing stronger, still preparing quietly, and still watching. The fleet of human ships moved in tight formation, engines humming softly in the void. On the bridge, analysts pointed to holographic displays showing fleets, star systems, and weapon depots. Every movement of the alien empire was tracked, every possible attack route calculated. Humanity could not afford to wait for others to believe them. Meanwhile, emissaries sent to neighboring civilizations returned with messages filled with laughter and dismissal. Some even mocked humanity openly, calling them children playing at war and warning that interference could anger more powerful species. Mira listened to the reports and felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. If the alien empire struck, humans could not rely on anyone else. Yet the humans refused to panic. Instead, they worked faster, building ships, training soldiers, and preparing defenses. Engineers worked day and night on advanced weapons designed to counter the alien empire's devastating technology. Scientists studied new energy sources that could power fleets beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. But even as humans prepared, the alien empire continued its work in silence. Their starships moved unseen in the dark, hidden from even the most advanced sensors. They built massive stations, training fleets, and perfecting their ultimate weapon. And all the while, the galaxy continued to ignore the warnings. In a command meeting, Mira addressed her officers. "They laughed at us," she said quietly, her voice carrying the weight of years of frustration. "They thought humans were weak, that we were unimportant. Let them laugh. When they see what we can do, they will pay the price." Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, calm and indifferent. But humanity was ready. Every ship, every soldier, every mind was prepared for the coming storm. They had been laughed at, dismissed, and underestimated, but that would not stop them. And somewhere in the shadows, the alien empire's engines glowed faintly, preparing to strike the first blow. The galaxy believed humanity was powerless. They had no idea that humans were patient, clever, and ready to fight back. The stage was set. The warnings had been ignored. And soon, the galaxy would learn that underestimating humanity was the deadliest mistake anyone could make. The quiet of space was shattered by alarms. Humanity had known this day would come, but nothing could prepare them for the horror of the first strike. Out of nowhere, the alien empire's hidden fleet appeared above the human border colony of Epsilon Prime. Massive warships blotted out the stars, weapons glowing like deadly suns. On the ground, civilians ran in panic. Explosions tore through cities, buildings crumbled, and the air was filled with smoke and fire. Human defense forces scrambled to respond, but they were outnumbered, outgunned, and unprepared for the scale of the attack. Captain Mirahale, now commanding the Resolute, barked orders over the comms. All units engage. Protect civilians and fall back only when necessary. Do not let them break through the outer perimeter. Human pilots launched their fighters into the chaos. They dodged enemy fire, weaving between blasts of energy, and struck at weak points in the alien ships. Explosions flared in the void as human ingenuity met alien firepower. Every pilot knew that failure meant not just their death, but the destruction of the colony and proof that humanity's warnings had been ignored. Amid the chaos, Admiral Taran coordinated the fleet from orbit. "Focus fire on their command vessels," he ordered. "If we take out the leaders, the rest of the fleet will falter." But the alien empire's forces were disciplined. They had anticipated human tactics and adapted quickly. Every human maneuver was met with counterattacks. Ships fell, one after another, and even the bravest crews felt the weight of impossible odds. Meanwhile, diplomats sent to other species worked frantically to rally support. Messages pleaded for assistance, showing undeniable evidence of the alien empire's power and malice. But most civilizations refused to act. Fear and disbelief kept them on the sidelines. Only humanity dared to fight, and only humanity could. Back at Epsilon Prime, a squadron led by Lieutenant Eric Voss performed heroic maneuvers to evacuate civilians. He dodged massive enemy energy blasts, guiding shuttles to safety. Explosions rocked the ground, but the humans pressed on, saving as many lives as possible. Despite the losses, humanity's counters had an effect. Alien formations wavered under unexpected resistance. Myra smiled grimly. "We may be outnumbered," she said to her officers, "but they don't understand us. That is our advantage. We strike smart or we die trying." Then came the warning that no one could ignore. Scouts detected a massive fleet emerging from a nearby star system, a hidden armada far larger than the initial attackers. The alien empire's real strike force had been waiting, concealed in the shadows, and it was ready to destroy humanity entirely. The humans knew they faced overwhelming odds, yet fear did not control them. Every pilot, every soldier, every engineer understood one truth. The galaxy had laughed at their warnings, and now the Empire believed humanity was weak. But underestimation was humanity's greatest weapon. Captain Mira gripped the railing on the Resolute's bridge. "This is only the beginning," she said. "They think they've won, but the galaxy is about to pay for underestimating us. We fight, and we survive." Outside, the alien armada's engines glowed ominously in the darkness. Humanity's counterattack had slowed them, but the true test was about to begin. The galaxy would soon witness what humans were capable of when cornered, underestimated, and forced to defend everything they loved. The first strike had begun. The human response would decide the fate of worlds, and the Empire's laughter would turn to shock. The galaxy seemed calm from a distance, but for humanity, there was no peace. The first strike had shown the alien Empire's power, but it had also revealed one important truth. Humans were clever, resilient, and willing to fight against impossible odds. Captain Mirahala stood on the bridge of the Resolute, watching the holographic map of the nearby star system. It glowed with hundreds of moving point ships of the alien empire hidden in shadow, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. "They think we are weak," she said quietly. "They have no idea what we are capable of." Admiral Taran's eyes narrowed. "They have numbers, Mira. They have more ships than we can count. One wrong move and humanity could lose everything." Mira turned to him. "Then we fight smart. We strike first, we strike fast, and we hit where they least expected." Small human stealth ships left the fleet quietly, disappearing into the darkness. Using new cloaking technology, they infiltrated enemy lines, scouting positions and marking weak points. The humans knew that they could not win by force alone. They needed strategy, patience, and surprised that the alien empire had grown arrogant. They assumed humans would react slowly, predictably, and without coordination. But humans had studied their patterns, their habits, their weaknesses. Every move of the empire was anticipated, and every trap was carefully avoided. Meanwhile, in human-controlled space, civilian worlds braced for the coming storm. Citizens evacuated, defenses were reinforced, and hope was maintained through careful planning. Despite the fear, humans worked together. Every ship, every soldier, every scientist had a role to play in the coming confrontation. Lieutenant Eric Voss led a small strike team to disable an enemy supply station. They moved like shadows, slipping past sensors, avoiding patrols, and striking swiftly. Explosions tore through the enemy station, cutting off reinforcements and giving humanity a strategic advantage. Back on the bridge of the Resolute, Mira watched the effects of their stealth attacks. Enemy formations wavered. Supply lines were disrupted. Morale of the alien fleet began to falter. It was a small victory, but an important one. "Prepare for the main strike," Mira said. "We know where the enemy command ship is. That ship controls their fleet. If we can take it down, we can turn the tide." Taran nodded. "It's risky. Their defenses are deadly, and the command ship is massive. But if we fail, the Empire will strike every human world. No second chances." Mira's face hardened. "Then we succeed, or we die trying." Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, indifferent to the drama unfolding below. Yet humanity had learned to use the darkness to their advantage. Shadows that hid the alien fleet also hid human ingenuity. Every maneuver, every strategy, every small victory brought them closer to the ultimate confrontation. And in the alien empire, confidence faltered for the first time. Their scouts reported strange disruptions, attacks that made no sense, and ships disappearing without a trace. They began to realize that humans were not simple creatures to dismiss. Humanity's patience, planning, and fury were rising, and soon the Empire would face a force they had never imagined. The stage was set. The hidden alien fleet was ready. Humanity's preemptive strikes had revealed their strength, tested their courage, and prepared them for the battle to come. And when the humans finally attacked the enemy command ship, the galaxy would see that underestimating humanity was a deadly mistake. The calm of space hid the fury of humans. And the Empire would soon pay the price. The alien empire had underestimated humanity, and now they were about to pay the price. The human fleet moved with precision, every ship, every pilot, every soldier ready for the battle of their lives. Captain Mirahala stood on the bridge of the Resolute, eyes fixed on the massive silhouette of the enemy command ship looming ahead. "This is it," Mira said, her voice calm but fierce. "We hit hard, we hit smart, and we do not fail." Admiral Taran nodded beside her. "They have weapons capable of destroying entire planets. We can't just rely on firepower. We have to be clever, unpredictable." Across the fleet, human ships formed decoys and flanked the enemy positions. Fighters darted in and out of energy blasts, weaving between deadly beams, while larger ships focused on disrupting shields and disabling weapons. Humanity's courage and cunning turned the battlefield into chaos for the alien fleet. Lieutenant Eric Voss led a squadron in a daring maneuver, diving deep into enemy lines to target a massive energy cannon. Explosions lit the void as his ship struck the weak points, drawing attention away from the main fleet. Sacrifices were made, ships destroyed, pilots lost, but every action counted. Every move brought them closer to victory. Meanwhile, Commander Lyra Jin led an elite strike team toward the enemy command ship itself. Their mission was deadly: infiltrate the vessel and disable its control core. Alien sensors searched frantically. Turrets fired and alarms blared, but the team moved with precision, using shadows and speed to evade detection. Inside the command ship, energy pulsed like a heartbeat. Dangerous and unstable, Dr. Elias Khan monitored the strike team's progress from the Resolute. "You have minutes, not hours," he warned. "If you fail, this weapon will destroy everything nearby." Lyra nodded. "We will not fail. Humanity does not give up." With careful timing, the team planted charges and rerouted the core's energy, triggering a controlled overload. Sirens screamed, lights flickered, and the ship began to collapse from within. Outside, human ships capitalized on the chaos. Alien formations wavered, fleet discipline fell apart, and panic spread among the enemy forces. For the first time, the alien empire realized that they had underestimated the humans they mocked and ignored for so long. Captain Mira gripped the railing, feeling the tension of every second. "This is humanity's moment," she said quietly. "Every sacrifice, every plan, every life, it comes down to this." The command ship exploded in a blinding flash of light, debris scattering across space. Alien ships faltered, their coordination shattered. The human fleet pressed the advantage, forcing the remaining vessels to retreat or face destruction. The galaxy had witnessed something unexpected. Humans, underestimated for centuries, had turned clever strategy, courage, and sacrifice into victory against overwhelming odds. The Empire had learned, too late, that mocking humanity came with a terrible cost. As the battlefield quieted, Mira looked over the surviving fleet. Ships were damaged, but alive. Pilots and crews had fought bravely, and humanity had emerged victorious for now. Yet even in triumph, Mira knew this was only part of the story. The alien empire had been humbled, but remnants of their forces still existed. Their doomsday ambitions had been delayed, not erased. The real test, the ultimate confrontation, was still ahead. "Prepare for the final assault," she ordered. "We finish this, or we protect everything we fought for at all costs." Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, silent and indifferent. But humanity's fury, courage, and cunning burned brighter than any star. The reckoning had begun, and the galaxy would never forget the price of laughing at humans. The stars seemed calm, but Captain Mira Hale knew better. The alien empire's remnants were scattered, but their doomsday ambitions had not yet ended. Their hidden weapons and surviving fleets were a threat to every human colony. Humanity had fought hard to survive, but now it was time to finish the fight. On the bridge of the Resolute, Mira addressed the fleet. "This is it. The final strike. We act together, we act smart, and we leave nothing to chance." The galaxy laughed at us. And now it will learn the price of underestimating humanity. Admiral Terran's voice came steady over the comms. "All units, stay sharp. Their command may be gone, but their remaining forces are desperate. They will fight harder, not weaker." The human fleet moved as one. Fighters weaved between alien warships, capital ships fired coordinated volleys, and stealth teams slipped unseen into the enemy's lines. Every human maneuver was precise, every decision life or death. Meanwhile, Commander Lyra Jin led the elite strike team toward the last known alien doomsday station. The station's energy pulsed like a heartbeat, dangerous and unstable. Alien sensors scanned constantly, turrets fired, and defenses were deadly. But the humans pressed forward, relying on skill, courage, and quick thinking. Inside the station, engineers planted charges to overload the power core. Dr. Elias Khan monitored from orbit, guiding them. "You have seconds," he warned. "If you fail, billions could die." Lyra's team moved with perfect timing. Explosions ripped through the station, disabling key systems and cutting power to weapons. The core destabilized, glowing brighter and brighter. Outside, the human fleet pressed the attack, pushing remaining alien ships into retreat. For the first time, the alien empire's arrogance faltered completely. Their doomsday weapon, built to destroy worlds, now worked against them. Their ships faltered, formations broke, and panic spread like wildfire. Humanity had not only survived, they had turned the enemy's own power into a weakness. Captain. Mira exhaled as she watched the final explosions light the void. Ships scattered, the Empire's threat neutralized. Humanity had emerged victorious through courage, planning, and determination. The galaxy would never again see humans as weak or unimportant, yet Mira knew the victory was only the beginning. The galaxy had been shaken. Other civilizations, once dismissive, now looked at humans with a mixture of fear and respect. Humanity had proven that it could endure betrayal, deception, and overwhelming force and still triumph. She turned to her crew. "We've won today, but the galaxy is not ours alone. We protect what we fought for, and we prepare for the challenges ahead. Humanity will never be underestimated again." In orbit above human colonies, the fleet regrouped. Ships were damaged, crews exhausted, yet hope burned brighter than ever. Humanity's survival and brilliance had been tested, and the result was undeniable. Clever tactics, bravery, and unity had defeated overwhelming odds. The stars stretched endlessly around them, indifferent to the drama below. But for the first time in centuries, the galaxy had seen what humans could achieve when underestimated. They had laughed at warnings, mocked courage, and dismissed skill. Now they had paid the ultimate price, and in that silence, Captain Mirahale knew one thing for certain: humanity would rise again. Stronger, smarter, and ready for whatever the galaxy dared to throw at them next. The price of underestimating humans had been written in fire, sacrifice, and victory, and the message would echo across the stars forever.